Hello and welcome everyone. Today's topic is be able to manage a business internal environments. So my name is Yasir Gulfraz and I'm your tutor for business operations. In our today's lecture, we will focus on business operations and centers around learning outcomes 3, which is about measuring a business internal environments. So everybody can see my screen and can hear my voice if anyone is there. Okay. So let's get started. Learning outcome 3, indicative contents, internal environment. So here's a breakdown of what we will discuss in today's lecture under learning outcome 3. So internal environment, internal factors, functions, stakeholders, organizational culture, establishing a business capabilities, supporting strategic intent, planning for the future, SWOT and TOS, strength, for example, markets, reserve, innovations, brand, weaknesses. This is a SWOT analysis, for example, labor turnover, lack of workforce, skills, motivation. Then opportunities, for example, technology, overseas markets, product development. Threats, rising costs, competitive rivalry, new entrants, pressure groups, social trends, government politics, capacity assessment grid, McKinsey, 7S framework, and other relevant frameworks. So key terminology, what are business environment? If anyone is there, can explain, if anyone is there. Okay, so the basically business environment, all components affecting a business, both internal, for example, employees and resources, and external like customers and markets. So these factors influence how a business operates. So example of business environments and these include values, cultures, competitions, market segmentations, demographics, business cycle, and economic security. So explain what is meant by the term internal environment of a business. Any comments if anyone is there? Any comments if anyone is there? Okay, so the internal environment of a business refers to the internal factors of or conditions within a company that influence its operations and success. Also, internal factors include the business missions, visions, organizational culture, leadership styles, management structure, workforce technology, financial resources, policies, procedures, and physical resources. These factors are directly controlled by the business and can be adapted to meet changing needs. So it is essential for business to manage their internal environment effectively to achieve their goals and objectives. Internal environment includes factors, functions, stakeholders, and organizational culture within a business. These elements are directly controlled by the businesses and significantly impact its operations, success, and overall performance. Organizational culture. The organizational culture of business is also part of its internal environment. This include the shared values, beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors that influence how the business operates and interacts with its stakeholders. The culture can have a significant impact on employee engagement, productivity, and overall performance. In summary, the internal environment of a business comprises all the factors, functions, stakeholders, and organizational culture that are directly controlled and influenced by the business itself. So basically, organizational culture is part of the internal environment and encompasses shared values, beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. So that influence how a business operates and interacts with other stakeholders. Any question or any comments if anyone is there? Okay, so it is important to now explain why it is important to measure a business internal environment. So it is important to measure a business internal environment for several reasons: to identify areas of strength and weaknesses, to monitor performance, to inform decision making, to improve organizational culture, to satisfy stakeholders. So identify areas of strength and weaknesses. It helps identify areas of strengths and weaknesses, enabling the business to improve. So then monitor performance. Measuring allows for monitoring performance trends and making necessary changes. Then informed decisions making. Information gathering informs decision making, helping address identified weaknesses. Improve organizational culture. Understanding culture promotes a more positive and productive work environment. Then satisfy stakeholders. It provides valuable information to stakeholders, building trust and confidence. Then internal analysis. Internal analysis is the process of analyzing various internal components of the company, both tangible and intangible, like companies, process, assets, and resources. So it helps the decision making of the company to determine the growing areas and develop a business plan and practical business strategy. Overall, measuring the internal environment is important for a business because it can help to improve performance, inform decision making, and build trust among stakeholders. So basically, internal analysis involves examining various components of the company, tangible and intangible, like process, assets, and resources. So decision making, it helps decision makings, determines areas of growth and develop, all practical business strategies. Any questions or any comments if anyone is there? Okay, so next one is internal analysis tools, gap analysis. As the name implies, the gap analysis recognizes the difference between the company's existing operation and its goals. So the reason for conducting gap analysis is to point out the weak elements in the company. However, it allows the management to see the non-performing areas of the company, like production, planning, or resource allocation, and to check whether the company is performing to its full potential or not. So gap analysis defines gaps between existing operations and company goals, revealing weak areas. Then strategy evaluation. The strategy evaluation discusses the results and implementation of strategic plans It's significant for the company to conduct strategy evaluations regularly during or after the implementation. For instance, you can evaluate the performance of your company quarterly, semi-annually, and annually. So, or as the result of implementation, it comprises of analyzing the company goals and checking whether it has achieved them or not. So this tool basically assesses the result and implementation of strategic plan to ensure goals are met. Measuring the internal environment is crucial for improving performance, making informed decisions, and building trusts among stakeholders. Any questions or any comments if anyone is there? SWOT analysis. Any comments about SWOT analysis if anyone is there? Okay, so SWOT analysis is a very famous and common business analysis tool. SWOT analysis is a widely used business tools that offers both internal and external insight into a company. What is SWOT analysis? SWOT analysis stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Opportunities and threats. It serves two key purposes. Number one is identify potential opportunities in the market and how to leverage them. Then next one is determine and minimize threats, the internal weaknesses in order to decrease the possibility of threats. So how SWOT analysis works? As I said, there are four main key points. Number one is strengths. So these represent the internal attributes that the company excels in, such as organizational capabilities and talented employees. Then second one is weaknesses. These are internal areas where your company lags, like dependency on scarce raw materials and problematic supply chain. Then third one is opportunities, external factors in the market that can be exploited, such as how interest rates. So the last one is threats, external elements like the growth of Amazon that pose potential risks to your business. So here he's talking about Amazon as well. For instance, Amazon growth could be a threat to your business, but SWOT analysis helps you identify these threats and exploit opportunities like low interest rates. Any questions or any comments if anyone is there? Okay. So Vario or VRIO analysis, this is basically is an acronym for a 4-question framework focusing on value, rarity, immutability, and organizations, the criteria used to evaluate an organization's resources and capabilities. So is the resource there are two main questions: is the resources or capability, or is the company well? So basically, Vario, which evaluates an organization resources and capabilities using a 4 questions framework. Okay, the first one is value. Value means that assessing how resources and capabilities add value. For example, if we talk about Google using human capital data to hire innovation employees. Okay, then rare or rarity. determining if those in the industry possess similar resources. In Google's case, data-based employee management is rare. Then imitability or imitable, analyzing if competitors can easily replicate your resources. Again, Google's database management is challenging to imitate due to costs and complexity. So nobody can, that imitate. It's not easy to imitate Google's data. The fourth one is organizations or organized, evaluating how your company is structured to capture value from these resources. So Google organize its IT and HR department to maximize this capability. Any questions or any comments if anyone is there? So as I already discussed, that Google, so real life value examples as well. So Google, that here we will discuss about Google's human capital management. So value, first off, Google is one of the most powerful companies in the world, and its success arguably stems from a sustained competitive advantage in human capital management. If we were to break down Google's VRIO framework from the HR perspective, it might look something like this. So value, rarity, imitability, and organizations. So when we will talk value, Google uses human capital management data to hire and retain innovative employees who create popular products. Then rarity, no other companies use data-based employee management as extensively as Google. Imitability, it's costly and difficult to replicate, Google's data-based management. Then finally, organizations, Google is structured to capture value and the this capability with IT maintaining data and HR using it for hiring and performance improvement. Any comments or any question if anyone is there? Okay. So we'll come to the next impact of VRIO at Google. So having a VRIO framework is place allowed Google to take a completely different approach to human capital management and makes decision using massive amounts of objective data. For example, Google People Operations team set out to identify which characteristics make a great manager. The data used to determine this included surveys, performance evaluations, and great manager nominations. Google also conducted double-blind interview with the company's highest and lowest rated managers by determining what qualifies as a great manager. Google strengthens is its internal team and the foundation of its sustained competitive advantage. So we are having a VRIO framework allowed Google to revolutionize human capital management. They use objectives data to identify great management, strengthening their internal team. Any question so far or any comments if anyone is there? Okay, SWOT and TOS. Okay, Combining insights, so we will let's talk about SWOT analysis, and extension of SWOT analysis. What is SWOT analysis? If anyone can comment on this, if anyone is there. SWOT examines strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, offering insight into the internal and external environments. So it does not inherently generate actionable ideas. So in other hand, if we talk about TOS, the TOS takes SWOT a step further by combining internal and external factors to generate productive ideas for improvements. So its main goal is to reduce threats, exploit opportunities, leverage strengths, and address weaknesses. So by reversing the order of SWOT and TOS, helping organizations develop strategies based on their analysis. So these tools provide valuable insights into strategic planning, helping organizations make informed decisions. Any questions, if anyone is there? Okay. TOS analysis, why it is important. So basically, TOE helps bridge the gap between research and forward-thinking strategic decisions. So evaluate, that why TOE is important. TOE's budgets the gap between research and forward-thinking strategic decisions. It allows finding to be presented clearly to organizational stakeholders to gain supports. So TOES swiftly defines key focal points for actions while considering positive and negative influences. So how does it work? First, you will need a completed SWOT analysis, and your SWOT analysis will have given you a list of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So number these as S1, S2, W1, W2, and so on. So this make it easier to identify them later. So to conduct a TOES analysis, start with a completed SWOT analysis, which gives you a list of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This numbering system simplifies, identification. Any questions so far, or any comments if anyone is there? Okay. So here is a diagram which shows, TOES analysis, applying strengths. So here strengths, opportunities, threats, weaknesses. Use strength to maximize opportunities, reduce weaknesses to develop opportunities, use strengths to reduce threats, avoid threats by reducing weaknesses. So this has the diagram above suggest measure them against each other to consider potential strategies. So first one is like strengths and opportunities. So leverage strengths to maximize opportunities. For example, if you have a good distribution network S1 and an opportunity to increase market share O1, so 0-1, so focuses on utilizing existing distribution channel to enhance product availability, like offering next day delivery. Then strengths and threats. Use strengths to reduce threats. So use threats to counter your threats. So if your organization is excellent to co-create with the customers but faces skills gap within the market, consider integrating co-creation more deeply within the company to bridge the skills gap. Then third one is weaknesses and opportunities, reduce weaknesses to develop opportunities. Mitigate threats, address weaknesses to develop opportunities. If there's no upsells or cross-sell capability uh, and an opportunity to increase market share, O1, concentrate on creating compatible products or services to complement the existing range. Weaknesses and threats. Avoid threats by reducing weaknesses. So mitigate threats by reducing weaknesses. For example, if your organization struggles with a poorly implemented CRM, W3, and limited brand awareness, T1, prioritize reliable data to enhance brand awareness within your existing market. Any question or any comments, if anyone is there? Okay. So here, TOES analysis strategies in action, basically. So here we will delve into practical example of TOES strategies for each, area. So use strengths to maximize opportunities. So our good distributions, network S1 can be leveraged to increase market shares. Let's utilize existing distribution channels to offer next day delivery. Then ST, second one is use strengths to reduce threats. So our strong co-creation capability, S3 can help address skills gaps within the market. T4, let's integrate co-creation deeper within the company to bridge the skills gap. Then WO, reduce weaknesses to develop opportunities. So our lack of upsells to weaknesses and opportunities. Uh, a lack of upsells or cross sells is an opportunity to increase market shares. So let's focus on compatible products, services to complement our existing range. Then last one is VT, avoid threats by reducing weaknesses, VT or weaknesses and threats. So our poorly implemented CRM makes us vulnerable to limited brand awareness. So let's prioritize reliable data to enhance awareness within our existing market. Any questions or any comments if anyone is there? Okay. No question. So why you have assessed the relationships above or for your own organization, you should have a matrix similar to the below. So strength and opportunities, strength and threats, then weaknesses and opportunities or weaknesses and threats. So goods distribution network, increase market shares, utilize existing distribution channel to increase availability of product next day delivery. Then strategies, using strategies, strengths to minimize threats, excellent to co-creating with customers, skills gaps within the market, strategy to block weaknesses through opportunities, no upsell or cross-sell, increase market shares, then strategies to minimize weaknesses and avoid threats, poorly implemented CRM, brand awareness limited, focus on reliable data to enhance awareness within existing markets. So once you have assessed these relationship within your organization, you should have a TOE matrix, and that looks similar to the one, one of these. So next one is apply a techniques to quantify a business internal environment. So one technique, so quantify a business internal environment, is the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So it is a framework used to evaluate the internal and external factors that affect a business. Uh, the SWOT analysis involves identify the strengths and weaknesses of a business internal environment, as well as the opportunities and threats in the external environment. This analysis can be conducted through a series of brainstorming sessions with the relevant stakeholders in the business. Strengths are the positive attributes of a business, such as its competitive advantage, brand recognition, or strong financial position. Weaknesses areas where the business needs to improve, such as outdated technology, high employee turnover, or low profitability. So one effective techniques for quantifying business internal environment is the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis stand for, as we already explained, that weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and it's a framework used to evaluate factors both inside and outside the business. Any question or any comments if anyone is there? Okay. So here, opportunities are external factors that the business can take advantage of, such as change in the market or emerging trends. So threats are external factors that could harm the business, such as increased competition or economic downturns. So once the SWOT analysis is complete, the result can be used to develop a strategy for the business. The strengths can be leveraged to capitalize on opportunities, while weaknesses can be addressed to mitigate threats. Overall, the SWOT analysis is a useful technique to quantify a business internal environment, as it helps to identify areas where the businesses can improve and opportunities to grow. So in SWOT analysis, strengths represent the internal positive attribute of a business. Okay, so weaknesses are areas needing improvements. Opportunities are external factors that can benefit the business. Threats are external factors that can harm the business. The analysis helps you, capitalize on strengths and opportunities while addressing weaknesses and mitigating threats. An example of how to apply a technique to quantify the internal environment of Tesco using a SWOT analysis. Uh, Everybody hopefully knows that Tesco is a big retail market, superstores around the UK and also other countries. So internal environment analysis of Tesco using SWOT analysis: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So strengths, you can see that strong market position, diversified product portfolio, efficient supply chain, strong online presence, experienced management team, strong brand reputations. If you come to the weaknesses, dependence on the UK market, high level of debt, dependence on third-party suppliers, declining profitability in some markets, limited international presence, dependence on large format stores. Then we talk about opportunities, expansion into international market, growth in online sales, increased demand for organic and healthy products, expansion into new markets like banking, strategic partnership and acquisitions, expansion of private label brands. Then if you talk about threats, when we talk about threats, intense competition from discount retailers, economic downturns and recessions, change in customers' preferences, changes in government regulations, fluctuations in exchange rates, and finally, threat of cybersecurity breaches. So, basically, this SWOT analysis helps Tesco identify its internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats to develop informed strategies. Okay. So these pages, provide valuable insight into, choice analysis, SWOT analysis, and their practical applications in strategic planning, right? So any questions or any comments about Tesco's SWOT analysis, if anyone is there? Okay. So again, summary, as said, this table shows the internal environmental analysis of Tesco using a SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses are internal factors that the company has control over, while the opportunities and threats are external factors that company has no control over. The SWOT analysis helps Tesco to identify its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and develop strategies accordingly. So any questions or any comments if anyone is there? Okay. Right, now assess a business internal environment. So assessing a business internal environment involves examining its internal factors such as its resources, capabilities, and culture. So the aim is to identify strengths and weaknesses that can be leveraged or addressed to improve overall performance. There are several methods that can be used to assess a business internal environment, including SWOT analysis. Again, SWOT analysis, that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So it is widely used tool for evaluating both internal and external factors that affect our business. Okay. Then value chain analysis. This involves breaking down a business activities into primary and support functions and analyzing how each functions contribute to the overall value of the business. So this approach involves breaking down a business activities into primary and support functions to understand how each contributes to the overall value of the business. Then resource-based view analysis. Here we dig deep into the business resources and capabilities to uncover strengths and weaknesses. Then competitor analysis. This method focuses on studying the business competitors to identify areas where internal improvement can lead to a competitive edge. So then finally is a balanced score. This is, these strength management tools assess a business performance across 4 perspectives. Okay, financial, customers, internal process, and learning and growth. Okay, so overall assessing the internal environment is crucial for spotting areas of improvements and making strategic decisions that aligns with the business goals. Any questions or any comments if anyone is there? Sorry. Right. So next one is McKinsey 7S framework. So any comments on McKinsey 7S if anyone is there, or if anybody can explain? Okay, so let's explore McKinsey 7S framework, which provide a 7S, structure, provides us a structured approach to understanding and managing organizational change. So while most model focus on the strategic aspect of change management, McKinsey 7S framework was centered around an organization structure when first introduced. So initially centered around organizational structures. So this framework has evolved to consider 7 key elements: uh, structure, strategy, system, shared value, skills, style, and staff. So McKinsey model is a change framework based on a company organization design. It aims, depict how change leaders can effectively manage organization change by strategies around the interactions of 7 key elements, again, which are structure, strategy, system, shared value, skills, styles, and staff. So it change strategy, it helps change leaders effectively manage organizational change by examining the interactions between these 7 elements. Okay, so then also the model highlights that there exists a domino effect when any one element is transformed to restore effective balance. So the central placement of shared value emphasizes that a strong change culture impact all the other elements to drive change. So changing one element can set off a domino effect, impacting other elements. A shared value play a central role influencing all other factors. Any questions or any comments if anyone is there? Okay. So again, the elements of the McKinsey 7S frameworks. So these, we discussed that the 7 key elements of the McKinsey 7S models are structure, strategy, system, share value, skills, style, and staff. So share value, and then if you go around, we can see structure, system, style, staff, skills, strategy. Okay, so also you need to remember that these elements are essential for understanding and managing organizational change effectively. So McKinsey 7 framework then categorizes these elements into 2 categories, in 2 parts: hard and soft. So hard elements that are easily identifiable and influenced by leadership and management. Soft elements are those that are intangible and culture driven. So hard elements, these are, it says that easily identifiable and influenced by leadership and management, and soft are intangible and cultural driven, often requiring a more, uh, specific or specific approach. So hard element strategy, uh, structure and system, and soft element shared values, style, staff, and skills. So understanding this distinction is crucial when applying the framework. Any question or any? Value chain analysis. Any comments about value chain analysis, if anyone is there? Okay, so value chain analysis, a valuable tool for evaluating a business activities and where opportunities for improvement lie. So value chain analysis is a means of evaluating each of the activities in companies value chains to understand where opportunities for improvement lie. Conducting a value chain analysis prompts you to consider how each step adds or subtracts value from your final products or services. Just put me on charger, please. So what is the purpose of value chain? It evaluates each activity within a company's value chain to understand how to add or subtract value from the final products or services. And what about its benefits? By optimizing each point in the chain, a business can create more value for customers while capturing a greater for itself. So basically this concepts was introduced by Harvard Business School Professor Michael Porter in this book, The Competitive Advantage: Creating and Sustaining Superior Performance. Here. So understanding the value chain. So a value chain encompasses all the business activities and processes involved in creating a product or performing a services. So these activities span various stages, including research and development, sales, and everything in between. So basically, the term value chain refers to the various businesses, activities, and process involved in creating a product or performing a service. A value chain can consist of multiple stages of a product or services life cycle, including research and development, sales, and everything in between. The concept was conceived by, as I said, the Harvard Business School professor Michael Porter in his book, The Competitive Advantage: Creating and Sustaining Superior Performance. Taking stock of the process that comprise your company's value chain can help you gain insight into what goes into each of its transactions. By maximizing the value creating at each point in the chain, your company can be better positioned to share more value with customers while capturing a great share of itself. Similarly, uh, uh, knowing how your firm create values can enable you to develop greater understandings of its competitive advantage. So basically, value chain encompasses all the business activities and process involved in creating a product or performance services. So as he said, these activities span various stages, including research and development, sales, and everything in between. So recognized that understanding your company's value chain provide insight into what goes into transactions and can help you identify your competitive advantage. Any questions so far, if anyone is there? Okay, so components of value chain, any idea or any comments? Okay, so according to Porter's definition, all of an activities that make up a firm value chain can be split into two categories that contribute to its margin: primary activities and support activities. So primary activities are those that go directly into the creation of a product or the execution of a service, including inbound logistics activities related to receiving, warehousing and inventory, management of source materials and components. Operations activities related to turning raw materials and components into a finished products. Outbound logistics activities related to distributions, including packaging, sorting, and shipping. Then marketing and sales activities related to the marketing and sales of a product or services, including promotion, advertising, and pricing strategy. After sale services activities that take place after a sale has been finalized, including installation, training, quality assurance, repair, and customer services. So basically, in Porter's value chain analysis, activities are divided into two categories: primary and support activities. So in primary activities, including inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and also after sales services. So when we talk about support activities, it that including support in activities, including procurement, technological development, human resources management, and also infrastructure. So each of these activities contributes to the overall value created by the company. Any questions or any comments, if anyone is there? Okay. So here, if you see benefits again for going further, procurement activities related to the sourcing of raw materials, components, equipment, and services. Technological development activities related to research and development, including product design, market research, and process development. Then we come to the human resource management activities related to the recruitment, hiring, training, development, retention, and compensation of employees. If you talk about infrastructure activities related to the company's overhead and management, including financing and planning. So basically, by conducted, a value chain, if you talk about value chain benefits, all of these are benefits of value chains. So next one is value chain. What is value chain analysis? Anyone is there? If any comments or any? Okay, so value chain analysis is mean by evaluating each of the activities in a company's value chain to understand where opportunities for improvement lie. So conducting a value chain analysis prompts you to consider how each step add or subtract value from your final product or services. So this in turn can help you realize some form of competitive advantage, such as cost reduction, by making each activity in the value chain more efficient and therefore less expensive. Product differentiations by investing more time and resources into activities like research and development, design, or marketing that can help your product stand out, typically increasing the performance of one of 4 secondary activities can benefit at least one of the primary activities. So by conducting a value chain analysis, business can reduce cost by making activities more efficient, differentiate product by investing areas like research, design, or marketing, enhance overall performance by maximizing the value added at each point in the chain. So in a sense, value chain analysis help you evaluate each step of your company's value chain to understand where improvements can be made. This tool prompts you to consider how each activity affects the final product or service. It is about creating a competitive advantage through cost reductions, production differentiations, or performance enhancement. So understanding how your company creates value can also help you identify your competitive edge. So that's it for you for today's, guys. If anyone is there, any questions, any comments, or any concerns? Okay, so you can look at for your further references, you can look at these websites. Also, if you go to your learning management system, there might be some books will be available for business operations, and also you can read more about SWOT analysis and TOS analysis. So that's it for today. And if there is any questions, any concerns, or any comments, please drop me an email at yasir@ukversity.co.uk. And thank you very much for joining me today. And I'll see you next Friday at 3 o'clock. Thanks, and thank you very much, everyone. Bye for now, and have a good evening. Bye.